What are your thoughts on the Mate 30 Pro being banned from using Google Apps? Guys, this is some serious news. I'm just waking up to this and typing here and looking at this news on my Honor 9X Pro, which had a lot of issues getting Google Apps. I finally got Google Apps on this phone yesterday, but what shocking news to find out that Huawei's latest Mate 30 Pro series is now going to be barred from using Google Apps. They were planning to launch these phones on September the 18th, so in just a couple of weeks, only to find out now that Google has pulled the rug from under them. And so now you may be wondering this question because there was a lot of talk about this extension to Google Apps for Huawei, a 90-day extension to the original 90-day extension. But it turns out a spokesman just came out and said, you know what, this was only for pre-existing phones, so phones that had already been released. The Mate 30 and Mate 30 Pro, which also happen to be Huawei's first 5G phones they're going to be testing, they don't actually fall into that category. So essentially they are barred from using Google Apps. In fact, the Mate 30 is barred from using the Play Store entirely. What does this spell and what does this mean for Huawei's latest flagship? Unless they change their tune, these phones may be delayed. I mean, I can't imagine them releasing in a market like Hong Kong, for example, like this Honor 9X Pro, and being released without Google Apps. It's pretty much a death knell for any phones outside of China. And pretty much any other market where you have, Google App support, this is a major deal. Now you may be saying, how do they solve this? They could just use an alternate app store. But the problem is a lot of these companies, they actually are US apps as well. So you're talking about your Twitters, your Instagrams, your Pinterests, all these applications, they actually are US companies as well. So they in turn also can't really do business with Huawei in this case. So you just have a situation that is really, really muddled, and obviously is even worse than that, I think. Something that is going to become a major issue now, not just for their Mate 30 series, but what about any upcoming series like the P40 series, like any upcoming Honor kind of phones? I know the View 20 came out in January of this last year, so if you have like View 30s or future Honor releases, they are all subjected to that. Now, looking at this phone right here, I have Google Apps working on it, and it's working okay now, but the problem is it wasn't for a long period of time. And so maybe it could be a situation where they eventually get Google Apps. I don't think that's the case though, because this phone was also released before that 90-day cutoff. And so the Honor 9X is kind of reprieved from that restriction. So Mate 30 Pro, man, major news here this morning. But hit me up in the comments what your thoughts are on this. How is Huawei going to respond to this major ban now of being able to use Google Apps on their latest flagship? But stay tuned. Thanks for watching another Frankie Reacts here, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Frankie Tech signing off. Have a good one.